This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so let's have a small recap of about our last session. So mainly we discussed about the tracer. Okay, so in the last session we discussed about the tracer. Okay, so tracer is one of the debugging tool, right? So as we have live UI clipboard, we have tracer also one of the debugging tool. So what is the main purpose of the tracer when we have clipboard and live UI? So the tracer gives step-by-step execution of the work object processing. Okay, it will give the complete steps. Okay, either it is a activity or else it is a flow or else it is a section or else it is a flow action, and whether it is a when rule. So any of the rule, okay, we can trace it. Okay, the sequence when the work object is processing from beginning to the end. So which rule executing first and which rule is executing later, and even in each and every rule, okay, the step by step processing in the activity. First step, okay, begin. First step, end. Second step, begin. Second step, end. So like that, okay, we can trace the step by step execution. So the tracing means we can see step by step execution, and in case if there is any error, we can see that errors also in the tracer. And at the same time, in the clipboard we can see the work object information. Right, in the clipboard page wise we can see the work object information. Okay, so page by page, okay, we can see all the pages, and along with that our work object page, that is something called PY work page. Right now you don't have PY work page. Why? Because I did not create any work object. Once if you create the work object, then you can see the PY work page also in the clipboard. Okay, but you can see the work object information, but you cannot see the parameter values in the activity and the local variables in the activity. So if you want to see the parameter values and local variables, what you have to do? Before creating the work object, we need to start the tracer. And even in the tracer also, okay, we have something called settings. Under the settings, if you want to see the local variables, you have to select local variables checkbox also. Okay. And for the parameters, you need not select anything. By default, the parameter values will be displayed in the tracer. And along with that, we can also select which events to trace, like activities, activity steps, and data transforms, exceptions, when rules. And at the same time, we also have various other events, okay, like alert, synchronous activity, decision rules, and again flows, okay, stream rules, SOAP connectors, REST connectors, okay, all these things. SOAP messages, scorecard, services, strategy, stream rules are the user interface rules like section, flow action, harness, and all those things. Okay, so likewise we can select which rules you wanted to trace, and at the same time we can also select which rule sets you wanted to trace. Okay, by default Pega loads many number of the rules, so they are also part of the Pega rule sets. Okay, likewise there are very many Pega rule sets available. And if you don't want to trace the Pega rule sets, and if you want to trace only your particular rule set, then we can select our particular rule sets only. Okay, once after selecting the rule sets and all, then you can also select how many number of the rows you want to display. Okay, max trace events to display. So whether it is 500 or 5000 or 50,000 or something like that. Okay, you can give it and then you can select OK. So now the tracer has started, and then when you create the work object, it will show step-by-step execution in the tracer. Okay, and even in the tracer, so if you want to see the parameter pages, parameter values, otherwise local variables. So where exactly you can see? You can see the parameter values on the unnamed page. Right? You can see the parameter values on the unnamed page. And the local variables you can see on the view variables. So I created the work object now. Okay. So here you go. Okay, here on the method, okay, of the activity, if you click on that, then you can see it unnamed. So this unnamed is the parameter page. Okay, so parameter page name is the unnamed page. In this unnamed page only you can see the local variables values. Okay, and along with that, okay, so I said that we can also see the local variables, but right now it is not showing local variables. Okay, view variables, it is not showing. Why it is not showing? Why? Because if this activity contains that local variables, then only it will show over there. Okay, right now what is the activity name? It is populate state. So if you see the populate state, it doesn't have any parameters. See, and it doesn't have any local variables, so it is not showing. Once if you have the parameters and the local variables, then you can see those values, those properties in the tracer on those particular pages. Okay, so now let's go ahead further. So as we said, okay, today we will be discussing about the synchronous, okay, so cascading drop downs. So once if I select the particular state, it should populate the cities automatically. Otherwise, once if I select the country name, we should populate the states automatically belongs to that particular country. Okay, so these kind of the functionality if you want to implement. Okay, how exactly you can implement. So before that, okay, so what is our user interface section? So this is the section. Okay, city, state and country. Okay, again for the permanent address also city, state and country. So right now we are populating the state values through the data page, right? Through the data page we are populating. Let's see this again. Okay, so here for this it is through clipboard page, that is state page. Okay, clipboard page, that is state page. And for which one we applied through the data page or something like that. Okay, here for this through the report definition. Okay, one is the clipboard page and the other one is the report definition. Okay, so for the clipboard page, how exactly we are populating it? How the data is coming, how the states are coming to the clipboard page so that it is showing in the drop down. Is anyone remember?
Yeah, we changed it from report definition to clipboard page. Then we selected that clip state space.
No, I said two methods we followed. So here for this drop down we implemented through the report definition. Okay, through the report definition we implemented. Okay, initially we implemented this method for both the drop downs. For this also we implemented through the report definition only. But later I said the second method, that is through the clipboard page. So how exactly we populated to the clipboard page means through the activity populate state. Okay, in this activity we have populated to the clipboard page, that is states page. Okay, and then this clipboard page we referred in the user interface section of the property, that is states. See, states page. So how exactly it is coming here? Through this populate state activity. Okay, so that is different and this is different. Both the drop downs are completely different ways. Okay, report definition functionality is different. Okay, so this is through report definition, but this is through clipboard page. So if the values are on the clipboard page, then only it will be populated to the states drop down. So how the values are coming to the states page of the clipboard means through this populate state. So where we have referred this populate state, as I said, both are independent. This populate state is different, independent, and even that clipboard page here we referred also independent. So how exactly it will run this populate state? Where exactly we referred it? We referred under the flow action. Remember, under the flow action, pre-activity we referred it. Under the customer details flow action, under the actions tab, see populate state. So as per the flow, when you run the flow, what it will do? First it will come to this assignment. Okay, start, come to this assignment. Here we are referring to the customer details flow action. So it will try to load the customer details fluctuation. And for this customer details fluctuation also, first it is having populate activity. This is the pre-processing. Pre-processing means before executing this flow action, it will run this populate state activity and then it will load the layout. So as per the layout, it will open the section. It will display the section. So in this section again we have customer home address. So when it is displaying the customer home address, as the state space contains the state values, so it is displaying here like this. So here we populated through what? Through the activity clipboard page. Here we populated through the command report definition.
For definition.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so both are different, both are independent. Okay, now I wanted to implement the cascade drop-down functionality. So how we can implement the cascade drop-down? Okay, how we can implement cascade drop-down means, okay, so here on selection of the state, we wanted to populate the city. So for the city also, if it is having drop-down, then it will be populated only respective values. So for the city right now, I don't have any drop-down and I don't have any data type. Right, we created only data type for the states. Okay, only for the states we have the data type. So now create one more data type for the cities. Okay, so in this again, what exactly I wanted to do is, okay, so I would like to show you the Excel sheet how exactly it will be there. Okay, for example, if the states data type contains state ID and then state name. Okay, so the ID is like for Telangana. Okay, I would like to give TG Telangana. Okay, for AP Andhra Pradesh. Okay, for Karnataka, for Maharashtra. Okay, for Uttar Pradesh. Like this, I wanted to give the states drop down. Now the city drop down. City. Okay, city ID, city name, and at the same time, I would like to have one more column for identifying the states. So how we are identifying the states? Through this state ID. Okay, so if you take Hyderabad city ID, the name is Hyderabad and the state ID is what? TG. Okay, in the same way Secunderabad. Again this is also TG. Okay, and then what else? Come on. Okay, so next what? In the same way I would like to have other things also. Pune. Okay, that is what? Maharashtra. This is TG. Okay, and then Mumbai, again Maharashtra. Okay, like this. So In the states drop down, whenever I select Andhra Pradesh, so what is the Andhra Pradesh ID, state ID? AP. So for this particular AP, what are the cities available? These three. So it has to populate these three values into the city drop down. In case if I select Telangana in the states drop down, okay, I should get the state ID of TG. Okay, and then for this particular TG, what all are the cities are there? These three. So you should populate these three values. Okay, understood, right? So this is the way we need to implement the functionality. So we should have two data types, one for state and other one for city. Okay, and as I said, in case if you want the drop down for countries also, okay, so then what you need to do, you should have okay here country ID and then country name. Okay, India. Okay, US. Okay, like this. So here in the states drop down, along with these two columns, you should have one more column. What is that? Country ID. So here for all these things, like this. Okay, so in case in the country, if you select US, okay, with the US it is having these three states, so it will load like this. So you should have some reference column. The country ID is the reference in the states ID, and the state ID is reference in the cities table. Okay, got it, right? So now we would like to have the drop downs. So now shall we go with the country and state or state and city? I will show you one thing and you can try for one more thing. Tell me.
Yeah.
Can we go with the city and state and we will try with the country and state?
Yes.
Okay. So in this, earlier we created one data type states, right? In the states, okay, in the records, what we have? We have something called state ID and state name. But here the state ID, what we have given? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 like this. So if it is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so will it meet our requirement? Will it
No.
meet our requirement? No, exactly. So 1, 2, 3 will not work out for that. Okay, why? Because here if you give TG, then only with the TG we can get the cities of that particular state. But if you give one like this, how exactly it will work out? It will not work out. Okay, so what you have to do is, okay, you need to change these values. So is it possible to change the values? Can we update it? No, we are not able to update it. Okay, only the state name is allowing to update, but the state ID is not allowing to update. Why it is not allowing to update again?
The primary key.
Exactly. So this is the primary key. Primary key value, we cannot update it. Okay, so we cannot achieve our requirement with this. Okay, so then how exactly we can proceed? We can create one more data type. Okay, so that is the reason why whenever you are designing any of the application, okay, the LSA plays the key role. Okay, LSA means lead system architect. So he is going to think and keep in mind everything. So we should not be rework. So now what we are doing is something like a rework. Okay, this is like a rework, unnecessarily waste of the time. Earlier we created the states, we spent some time, that is waste. Okay, so the designing is more important for any of the application development. So if the designing is wrong, so this kind of the reverse will happen. Okay, yeah, anyway, right now we will go ahead and we'll create one more data type. So how we can create a new data type? How we can do? How we can create one more data type? Here we have something called add data type. Okay, so new data type, give the label. Okay, so give some, tell me some name. Indian states. Okay, so Indian states we can create it, and the parent class should be data class only, and the identifier will be with Indian states. And as I said, application layer will be same, and the rule set also will be same. Okay, now submit it. Okay, after that you can add the fields. So what exactly we need to have? The states table we are creating. Okay, state ID, state name. Okay, so the data type should be what this time? Integer, right?
Not integer, we are passing text, right?
Exactly. Yeah, earlier we already created with integer. Okay, we already created with integer. So now we are not able to enter the text in this even. Okay, as it is an integer data type, we cannot give the text, and even we cannot modify it. Okay, in case if I give something called 10, okay, and some other state, say some state name. Okay, so it will work this one. Okay, but as I said, in case BH, see it is giving error. Okay, BH is not a valid integer value. Okay, so as we are not able to meet our requirement with this, okay, that is the reason why we are going for the one more data type. Okay, Indian states. In this now we would like to have the text type it is. Okay, so state ID and then state name. Okay, this is what, this is also a text data type. Okay, so is it fine? But again in future, if you want to have this country ID, again it will be the problem. So that is the reason why now itself we can have one more column with country ID. Okay, so now we have state ID, state name, and again country ID. Okay, now after creating these columns, what we have to do? Go to records and then configure source Okay, so after that we can give the values, and before that we also need to select which is the key for this. Okay, which we want to use as a key, state ID or country ID?
State ID.
Exactly, this is the states table. Okay, in the states table, country ID will be the reference. Okay, in the country ID will be the primary key. But in the state table, state ID will be the primary key. So here this is the state table. So use the state ID as the primary key. Okay, and value for the first record. Okay, give something. India, and then submit. So it will add one record with these data. Okay. Close it. Now go to records. So already we are on the records. Hello. Hello guys. Yeah. So we have added one record. So add another. Andhra Pradesh. Okay. So MH India Maharashtra. Okay. So likewise I have added three records. Now what exactly we need? We need one more data type. Okay. We need one more data type for what?
Country.
No.
For country.
We would like to do it for city and state, right?
Yeah.
Then we need one more data type for city.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, in case if you want to do for country and state, yeah, we can have the country. But you said you asked me to do for say state and city, right? Okay, so let's have one more data type for cities. Okay, add data type. Okay, the label. Okay, Indian cities. Okay, so again, this is also extending from deriving from the data class only. Okay, and then submit. Okay, now we need to add the fields. So what are the fields we need for the cities? City ID, city name, and again state ID. Okay, city ID. So this is also again text type only. Add field. City name. Okay. So in this, after adding these three columns, let's go to records to add the records. Records tab, configure source. Okay, here again the primary key is again city ID.
Yeah.
Okay. So city IDs we can use something called. In the states, We have given complete capitals, otherwise how exactly? Yeah, we have given all the capital letters for the IDs. Okay, let's follow the same thing. HYD and city name Hyderabad, and the state ID is again TG. So again you should be very careful. Okay, here you have given in the capital letters TG. Okay, AP, MH. So even in the reference also you should give the same thing, TG, capital. Okay, submit. Okay, now close it. And then again you can add as many records you want here. Hyderabad, and then okay, CC, TG only. TG, Karimnagar. Okay. Okay, like that now we have two data types. Okay, we have two data types, one for cities and the other one is for states. Okay, so under the data types, it is showing only one data type. Why it is showing only one data type? If you refresh it, you can see all of them.
Refresh.
Exactly. Okay, anyway, no problem. So here we can refresh it and we can see. So next thing what we have to do, as we have both of them, now first we need to populate the values to these two properties in the UI. Okay, how we can populate it? Either we can populate, as I said, through the activity through the clipboard page, and the other one is very simple way is just to refer the report definition. Okay, as we did for the permanent address. Okay, we can do it through the report definition. Okay, so now let's do it for this through the report definition. So instead of the clipboard page, we need to select report definition. Okay, so what is the applies to? What is the applies to? India states. We have created a new one, right? India states. And then data table editor report. This is the default one. And even in this also, do we have the same columns? State ID, yes. And then state name, yes. Submit it. Okay. And in the same way, we have to do it for the city also. So for the city also, go to properties. Actually, right now, what kind of the control it is having? Text input. But actually, it should be what kind?
Drop down.
Exactly, drop down. Under the drop down, next the property city, okay, fine. The label is property default, okay, fine. And we don't want to apply any visibility, disable or required conditions. And the list source, it is of type again.
Report definition.
And then applies to class. Is that HDFC? Okay, HDFC insurance implementation data, and then Indian cities. Okay, and then the report definition is data table editor report, and then property for value is what? Property of our value.
City ID.
Exactly. And property for display is city
Display
name.
city name.
Exactly. Submit. Okay, and then save it. So this time for the present address, we are using the city and states with the new data types, right? So the new data types which we have created just now. Okay, now run the flow again. Actions. Run. See, we have all the states. Maharashtra, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, and at the same time we have all the cities. Okay, why? Because again we just referred the data types. We did not apply again cascade functionality. So what is this cascade functionality? On selection of this Maharashtra, we should load cities belongs to the Maharashtra. Okay, right? So how we can apply this cascading functionality? Now that is what we are going to do it. Okay, so and so on click of this, on selection of this Telangana, this Telangana has to be passed to the city drop down. Then only the cities belongs to Telangana will be populated, right? So that means the selected value from the state drop down should go to the city drop down. Okay, and then for that particular state it should populate the cities. Understanding, right?
Yes.
Okay, so on selection of this Karnataka, this KA should go to city drop down, and what and all are referring to the KA has to be populated. Okay, on selection of the Telangana, this TG should go to city drop down, and then only the records which are having with the state ID TG should populate into the city drop down. Okay, so the passing of these value to this city, okay, will make us to implement the cascading functionality. Okay, so right now, how we are populating into this city drop down, or how we are populating into this state drop down? How we are populating it? Through the report definition. Exactly. So in this, okay, how we are populating into the drop down? Through this report definition. Okay, so through the report definition only we are populating the values, right? So how we are populating again? Through the report definition. What is the report definition here? Data table editor report. So this is the Pega default report definition which has created. Okay, instead of that, even if you want, you can create your own report definition also. Okay, we can create our own report definition also. Okay, so right now, where is this report definition available, in which class? Which class? Applies to class, that is Indian cities. So this report definition is coming from Indian cities. See, even when you press the down arrow, when you are selecting this data table editor report, it will show you from which class it is displaying here. So this is from Indian cities. Okay, so go to this class. Okay, go to applies. Okay, application explorer, and after selecting the application explorer, okay, you can go to this particular class. Control C. You can either type it manually, otherwise if you want to save your time, just type it, copy and paste it here. Okay, so in this class you have reports. Under the reports, report definition. Under the report definition, this data table editor report. Okay, so how it has come? It has created by Pega. So why it has created? Why the Pega has created? Means when you create any data type. Okay, when you create any data type, so automatically it will create one one report definition. Okay, automatically it will create one report definition whenever you create a data type. So that is the reason why we are able to see it. So as I said, okay, if you want, you can make use of it. Okay, just for populating the data, you can use this data table editor report. But now we want to implement the cascading functionality, so for which it will not meet our requirement. Okay, so you can create your own report definition. Okay, so how you can create any rule? Just to press the right mouse button on the class and you can create. Okay, as I am already on the report definition, you can directly create the report definition. Otherwise, on the class, create, okay, reports, and then report definition. Okay, and then report definition. This is also other way. Okay, so whatever you want, you can select report definition. Now it will ask you the name of the report definition, the label, and then ID. As usual, creation of the rule is common across all the rules. Okay, across the page, everywhere creation of the rule is common. Only thing is here what you are creating, report definition or property or else activity or else the section. Okay, now we want to create. So for what purpose we want it? Populate key. Okay, based on state. If you feel it very big it is, you can just give populate city. Or if you want it, it should be very easy to understand by seeing the name of the rule. Based on state. Populate city based on state. Okay, like this. Otherwise, you can give the label complete and the identifier you can just give populate city. Label is for understanding, ID is for the rule name. Okay, so again, the implementation application applies to classes the Indian cities. Okay, add to rule set and then the version. You see, we don't have 010101. Why? Because we already logged that version. Okay, now we only have 010102. Okay, and then create and open. So once you select create and open, now we can see the actual report definition. And like as all other rules like sections or activities, for the report definition also you will be having parameters tab. Okay, you will be having parameters tab. Okay, so there are various tabs available, but under that, okay, in the parameters tab we can give the parameter. Okay, so what is the parameter we need now?
State ID based on.
Exactly. So we need to pass the state ID like TG. So for the TG, we want to get the records. Okay. So for this, I want it state ID as a param. Okay. Cities. And what is the data type? Text. Okay. Text. Now this is the parameter. Next what? We need to define which values you want it. Okay, from the city table, which values you want it. I need city ID, city name, and then state ID. So those things you need to specify in the query. Okay, those things you need to specify in the query. So that means this report definition is like a report. Okay, generally in any organization, you will be creating some kinds of the reports, right? Okay, if you want to see the annual performance of the company, or else if you want to see the performance of the particular employee. Okay, for example, telecaller is there. So in a day, one telecaller is taking how many number of the calls. Okay, so otherwise, if you want to take the bank statement, okay, so from this date to this date, okay, what are the transactions you have done? And in case if you want to see how many number of the withdrawals you have, how many number of the deposits you have, so those kind of the information if you want to see, generally we will go for the reports. So that reports we can implement through the report definition. Okay, in Pega we can implement this through the report definition. Okay, so let's see this data table editor report, how exactly it is there and what is the difference of the one which we are creating and the one which it is already created. See, this data table editor report. Okay, so in the query it is returning city ID, state ID, city name, and along with that create data and create operator who created the work object. All these things it is going to have. But for me, I don't want all these things. Okay, for me, I don't want all these things. Okay, so what exactly you want? You only need it. City ID. Okay, and the other column is city name. Okay, and along with that I need state ID. Okay, so likewise from the data type I want these three values: city ID, city name, state ID. Okay, and if you save it and run, what it will do? Again it will return all the cities irrespective of the states. Actions. Okay, if you want to run this, go to actions and then run it. See, totally we have 5 records in the city data type, so all the 5 records it is showing. Okay, but as I said, we want only specific cities of the particular state. That means if I pass TG as a parameter, okay, for that TG the related cities has to be returned. Okay, so that means for this parameter, okay, for this parameter I have given state ID. So for this state ID, if you want, you can specify the filter here. So here we have edit filter. In the columns, it will return the values, but in the filter, it will give the where condition. Okay, so what is that? State ID and then dot state ID and then the relation is equal to what? Param dot state ID. Okay, that means, okay, in the parameters tab, okay, so in the parameter tab, whatever the value I am passing for the state ID, okay, with that state ID, in the query tab, we are going to specify the relationship. Okay, so this is same as what? So I hope all of you have idea about simple SQL queries, right? Simple SQL queries. So what is the SQL query? For this, it is going to generate internally by Pega, means select
City ID, city name, state ID from
city name, state ID from
city table.
exactly. So right now we are referring to the city table, right? Okay, where we have created this city. Okay, so Indian cities. Okay, and then
Filter where
state ID equal to param dot state ID. Okay, so this is the select statement internally it is going to generate. So as I said, Pega is completely like a GUI. Okay, graphical user interface. You need not worry about this kind of the select statement. So writing the Java code or writing the .NET code or C or C++. Okay, internally it will generate everything. So that is the main advantage. So it's easy for you to create the report definition. So you can select what all are the columns you want in the report, and you can apply the condition, and you can select where rule you can apply in the parameters. Okay, in the this where is nothing but a This where is nothing but the parameters. Okay, so automatically it is going to generate the query for us. Now let's save it and then run it. Actions, run. Okay, here it is giving filtered by ID. Okay, so here when you click on this, okay, here it will ask you state ID. What is the state ID you want? TG, and then apply changes. See, from state ID TG, these three are the cities available. And again, okay, if you want to have for the AP, now again apply changes. See, under the AP, these two cities available like this. Okay, so this is the report definition which we have created. Okay, populate city based on state. And but as I said, it is having the default Pega PRPC report definition, that is the data table editor report. Okay, if you run, what will happen? What will happen? It will not accept the parameter. See, it is not accepting any parameter. It is just returning all the values. Okay, so the parameter passage is not applicable here. So that is the reason why we have created our own report definition like populate city. So by passing the parameter name. Okay, got it right? Clear?
Yes.
Nice. So now what we have to do? What is the next step? So we have created two report definitions. Okay, after creating two report definitions, here we need to update it. Earlier for the city, what we have selected? We have selected data table editor report. Okay, which is populating simply all the records. But this time, see, when you press the down arrow, you could see your report definition also. Once if you select your report definition, see, automatically it is asking the parameter value, but earlier it was not asking. Remember, right? Why? Because the data table editor report, okay, is not taking any parameters, so it is not accepting any parameter. But once if you change it to your own report definition, okay, which is accepting the parameter, so it will ask you the parameter name as well. So what is this parameter value we need to give? Okay, dot state. Okay, dot state. Why we should give this dot state? Why we have to give dot state?
Properties we are calling, that parameter we are calling.
Exactly. Why? Because the state which you are selecting is under the property of the state. Okay, first we will be selecting the state, right? Okay, that will be under the property of state. Okay, that value we want to pass it to the city. So like that we have to give it here. Okay, the value has to be given here. Or if it is under the present address, then we need to give present address dot state. Submit and then save it and then run it. So select the customer details flow and then run this. Okay, Karimnagar, Hyderabad, Secunderabad. In case if it is Andhra Pradesh, see Vizag and Kadapa. And in case if it is Maharashtra, nothing. Okay, why nothing in the Maharashtra?
There are no records in Maharashtra.
Exactly. In Indian cities, okay, we only gave the records for Telangana state and Andhra Pradesh. So in case if you add, okay, like Pune, sorry, MH and Pune. Okay. Mumbai. So now if you select this, it will work out. Andhra Pradesh. Now again Maharashtra. See, now you got Pune and what happened? Mumbai, why it is not coming? Why it is not coming for Mumbai?
We didn't
La-
save it.
Exactly, I already told you. So until unless you click outside of the record, it will not be saved. Now it's got saved. So Andhra Pradesh and then Maharashtra, Pune and Mumbai. Okay. So this is the way we can implement the cascading functionality. On click of the one drop down, you can populate into the another drop down. So in case if you feel it, okay, it's like okay, first we'll be selecting city now, and later we'll be selecting state, right? So in that case, what you can do is generally the people tendency is we'll be selecting first column first, right? Okay, so you can just move it to the top. Okay, select this column, this row, and then move it to the top. Now state will be displayed first and then city will be displayed later. Here you have to tell one more thing. There is a one more issue which you have to tell. You need to find it and tell me.
By default, the drop downs are coming without any reference.
Exactly. You are Satish only, right?
Yes, yes.
Nice, Satish. So here you see the state is Andhra Pradesh, but the city is showing Hyderabad. Okay, so that means initially it is not cascading. Okay, initially it is not cascading, but once after you change anything, Maharashtra, Pune, Andhra Pradesh, Vizag, Telangana, Hyderabad. Okay, so likewise, so we move the state first and later city. Okay, that is fine, but the cascading initially it is not proper. Okay, so what is the solution for this? Okay, that means actually it is calling that report definition only on change of this value. Okay, it is changing the value only on change of the state drop down value. Okay, so in that case, what you can do is, okay, here for the state or else for the city, okay, initially instead of populating with default value, okay, as the first one, okay, so what we can do is here we have something called some default value also available. Okay, so there is something called some default value also available. That default value you can give it. Okay, so we know, right? So the default value you can give it. Okay, so include placeholder. Okay, under the include placeholder, we can use select, submit. In the same way for the city also, include placeholder, submit. Now save it. Okay, go to customer details, actions, and then run it. So now by default it will populate with select. See, okay. Now once after you change this, so then it will come with the actual values, Vizag and Kadapa. Okay, so again Maharashtra, then again Pune and Mumbai. So if you want, you can change the particular city. So like that, initially you can populate with a select value. So that is called the placeholder. Okay, initial placeholder. Okay, like this. This include placeholder will be populated by default in the initial value. Got it right? So the parameters we are passing. So we created populate city report definition. Under the report definition, we are passing the parameter value. Okay. So as I said, report definition mainly used for reporting purpose, and even we can also use in place of the activity in some scenarios. Okay, instead of using the activity, we will be going for the report definition for populating the data into the drop downs. Okay, so under the populate city, mainly the parameters contains the values which you wanted to refer in the where condition. So that state ID will be referring in the query tab. Okay, here in the columns we will be specifying which columns you want, and then in the filters you can apply the filter condition. Okay, if you want to have multiple conditions also, you can add filter. Okay, and I hope everyone remember in the when rules we will be giving multiple conditions, and each and every condition will be identified with the label. So F1 and F2. So here if you want, you can use F1 and F2 or F1 or F2. So likewise various operators you can use it, various conditions you can use. Okay, state should be this one, and then the source, this is just a caption, and this is the actual column name in this particular table, particular class, and then the what type of relationship you want. Okay, so right now there is no column, so it is not giving anything, but if you refer the column, then you can see the relationship. Okay, so that state should start with tg, or what kind of the any condition you can give, or if it is not null, is null, does not contain, ends with, starts with. Okay, all these things you can apply. And then this is the parameter, okay, which you will be passing. So this parameter value you will be passing when you run this particular report definition, or else any particular rule, whether it is an activity or section, otherwise report definition or whatever it is. Okay, so with that I'm going to compare here. Okay, we will learn in detail about the report definition, but right now the report definition is mainly for getting the data, retrieving the data from data type or else from the database. Okay, so and later here the columns and then the report condition, and if you don't want any of the condition, you can just delete this particular row. Okay, like this. If you want to add one more condition, you can use add filter, and if you want to remove it completely, you can use delete filter. Okay, like this, and then save it. Okay, once after creating the report definition, okay, refer it from your user interface. Okay, from the drop down, under the drop down, okay, under the drop down, okay, the report definition. Okay, if you don't have the parameter, it will not ask anything, but if you have the parameter, it will ask you. So here, when you create the work object, this state will be under the PA workpage dot present address dot state. Okay, that is the reason why it is coming here. Okay, and if you want to have the placeholder, this is the placeholder. Yes. So any doubts?
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Then can we man up? We'll continue.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. Have a good day. Bye.
Yeah, thank you. You too.